Your brain lies to you constantly, and not in small ways, in massive reality-distorting ways that reshape your entire perception of the world. And you trust it anyway because you don't have another option. Let me show you some psychology facts that are so strange and dark, they'll make you question everything you think you know about how humans actually work. Fact 1. Your memories are fiction. Every time you remember something, you're not accessing a recording. You're reconstructing it, and each reconstruction changes it slightly. You add details that weren't there. You remove things that were. You color it with your current emotions and beliefs. Research from Northwestern University proved this. They showed that the more you recall a memory, the less accurate it becomes. Because memory isn't playback, it's storytelling. And every time you tell the story, you change it just a little. This means your most treasured memories, the ones you've thought about hundreds of times, are probably the least accurate ones you have. The childhood memory you're certain about, mostly fabricated. The relationship you remember is perfect. Your brain edited out the bad parts. That argument, where you were definitely right, you probably rewrote it to make yourself the hero. You're not remembering your life. You're remembering your brain's preferred version of your life, and you believe it completely. Fact 2. You're capable of horrifying things under the right circumstances. You think you're a good person. You think you'd never hurt someone innocent. You think you'd stand up to authority if they asked you to do something wrong. Stanley Milgram proved you're probably wrong. In his famous experiment, ordinary people administered what they thought were lethal electric shocks to strangers just because a guy in a lab coat told them to. 65% went all the way to the maximum voltage. These weren't monsters. They were regular people like you. The Stanford prison experiment showed similar results. Normal college students became sadistic guards or broken prisoners within days, just based on assigned roles. No training, no pre-existing conditions. Just circumstances. You think you're different? You're not. Under the right pressure, with the right authority figure, in the right situation, you'd probably do things that would horrify the version of you sitting here right now, and you'd justify it the whole time. Fact 3. You're attracted to people who look like you. Not exactly like you, but similar facial features, especially if you're looking for a long-term partner. Research shows people unconsciously prefer partners with similar facial structures, eye color, and even similar immune system markers. This gets darker. Studies found that people are even attracted to faces that have been digitally morphed to look slightly like their opposite-sex parent. Your brain is running ancient programming about genetic compatibility and familiarity, and it's doing it without your permission or awareness. You think you chose your partner based on personality and connection. Your brain chose them partially based on whether they looked familiar enough to trigger your bonding mechanisms. Love isn't as magical as you thought. Fact 4. You'll believe almost anything if you're told it enough times. It's called the illusory truth effect. A lie repeated becomes truth in your brain. Not because you're stupid, because your brain uses familiarity as a shortcut for truth. If you've heard something multiple times, your brain assumes it must be true. Otherwise, why would you keep hearing it? This is how propaganda works. How conspiracy theories spread. How false memories get implanted. You think you're immune because you're educated or skeptical. You're not. The effect works even when people are explicitly told the information is false. Repetition overrides critical thinking. Every single time. Fact 5. Most of your decisions are made before you're consciously aware of them. Brain scans show that your subconscious decides what you're going to do up to 10 seconds before your conscious mind thinks it made the choice. Think about that. The decision happens first, then your conscious brain invents a reason for why you made that decision. You think you're choosing. You're actually narrating choices your subconscious already made. Free will might be an illusion created by your brain to make you feel in control of a biological machine that's mostly running on autopilot. Fact 6. You're more influenced by the last thing you heard than by the truth. It's called the recency effect. The most recent information you received carries disproportionate weight in your decision-making, even if earlier information was more accurate or important. This is why lawyers save their strongest arguments for closing. Why the last person you talk to before making a decision has outsized influence. Why your opinion on something can completely flip based solely on timing of information, not quality. You think you're weighing all the evidence objectively. You're not. You're overvaluing whatever is freshest in your memory. Fact 7. You become like the people you spend time with, whether you want to or not. Their habits, their beliefs, their emotional patterns. Your brain has mirror neurons that literally copy the behaviors and emotions of people around you. Research shows that obesity, happiness, smoking, and even loneliness are socially contagious. If your friends are unhappy, you're more likely to become unhappy. Not because of circumstances, because of neurological mimicry. You think you're your own person. You're actually a composite of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your personality isn't as individual as you think it is. These facts are uncomfortable because they strip away the illusion of control. You're not the rational, independent, free-thinking individual you believe you are. You're a biological machine running faulty software, making unconscious decisions, remembering fiction as fact, and being shaped by forces you can't see and didn't choose. But here's the thing, everyone else is too. We real, just slightly broken machines pretending to be in control while our brains do whatever they want. At least, now you know.